Hello, folks, and welcome to Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. I am Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. Of course, this is a show where every week, or every Tuesday, I ask 5 questions all dealing with the sport of professional wrestling. So let me go ahead and click that intro button and let's have some fun. Go ahead, give a quick reminder here in the comments. Let me know how you did, or just give me a hello. Also, if you go 5 for 5, hit me up in the comments, and I will give you a shout out on next week's Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, as well as this week's or this Thursday's Spot Show live stream. That's Thursdays at 8 o'clock, so check that out too. Yeah, shameless plug there. All right, enough with that. Let's go to question number one this week. Question number one this week. Who won the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Most Improved Wrestler of the Year 2000? Was it A. Justin Credible, B. Lance Storm, or C. Steve Corino? All right, question number one again this week. Who won the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Most Improved Wrestler of the Year 2000? Was it A. Justin Credible, B. Lance Storm, or C. Steve Corino? The answer is it was C. Steve Corino. Yes, had a big couple years there. Came in the king of old school. He would I don't know if some of you younger folks probably don't remember. He was probably I would say one of so especially an ECW crowd. This drew him heat in the ECW crowd. So his opponent would somehow get out of the ring where he'd throw him out or whatever. He'd tell everybody to move. He's about to do something like ECW light. Then just throw him in the ring and put on a headlock, or sometimes put a headlock on. I think he's been known to put a headlock on outside the ring as well, but had a big feud with Dusty Rhodes that kind of put him over that hump. Put this the credibility on Steve Corino, and the rest is history as far as the ECW career. Unfortunately, did not get a WWE career after ECW. I thought he was pretty good, but now correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, I want to say he's probably one of the first ones to actually prove that you can, or was able to at least, that you can make a living on the indies and in Japan without uh, without the WWE. But yeah, I think he was one of the first ones who did that. I mean, we're not talking territories; we're talking like straight up, taking independent shows and stuff like that. I think he was one of the ones, but he's also former NWA World Champion and MLW Champion. So yeah, right now I think one of the trainers in the advanced class at NXT as well as one of the agents in WWE. So anyway, let's go to question number two this week. Question number two this week. Who was the last Mid South North American champion? Was it A. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, B. Jake the Snake Roberts, or C. Dick Slater? All right, question number two again. Who was the last Mid South North American champion? Was it A. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, B. Jake the Snake Roberts, or C. Mr. Unpredictable Dick Slater? The answer is A. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Yes, he was the last Mid South North American champion. Uh, they they dropped the Mid South name because it sounded too regional, so they went with a more national name, Universal Wrestling Federation (UWF). Gave up that North America title to enter a tournament to determine the first UWF champion. Made it all the way to the finals, but will lose to Terry Gordy. All right, let's go to question number 3 this week. Question number 3. What city did Naomi win her first WWE Women's Championship? I believe it's the Women's World Championship at the time. Where the one SmackDown was all the time. My memory's not that great. But anyway, especially at that time. Was it A, Miami, Florida, B, Phoenix, Arizona, or C, Dallas, Texas? All right. Question number 3 this week. What city did Naomi win her first WWE Women's World Championship in 2017? Was it A, Miami, Florida, B, Phoenix, Arizona, or C, Dallas, Texas? The answer is B, Phoenix, Arizona. Forgot what pay-per-view that was, but yeah. And I actually forget because I do remember her winning it. Just can't remember who. But if you actually remember who, let me know in the comments of who she defeated and what pay-per-view it was. All right, time to go to question number 4 and stuff I actually do remember. All right, question number 4 this week. How many USWA Unified World Championship reigns did Jerry Lawler have? Yes, he had quite a bit. Was it A, 16, B, 21, or C, 28? All right. Question number 4. How many USWA Unified World Championship reigns did Jerry Lawler have? Was it A, 16, B, 21, or C, 28? The answer is C, 28 reigns as USWA Unified World Champion. We're not talking about the AWA Southern Championship. Yes, he had plenty of reigns at that as well, but Super Clash 3, he defeated Kerry Von Erich. He was the AWA World Champion. Kerry Von Erich was the World Class World Champion. And Jerry Lawler defeated him at Super Clash 3. Then they, his two belts around, and they're like, hey, we'll just give you a third one that says that, Unified World Champion. And, but I think Jerry wound up buying World Class, turned to USWA, hence the name USWA. Little, I guess, pay discrepancy or falling out with the AWA, so they shipped the AWA World Title back to them, and they explained it differently. He explained it differently on TV, of course, to keep kayfabe, but somewhat. They say they really bury him on the pay thing, just I think he kind of explained it. Said, hey, I just returned it to them. Said, hey, well, you have your own AWA champion. You had the world class champion, and I'll come in and be the world champion and defend it. But he said that's on record on TV. That's how they decided to explain the situation. But I think it was actually a money thing or something like that. But then Larry Zbyszko wound up being the I think that. Yeah, he had 2 reigns, but his second one was he made him the last AWA World Champion, and like I say, World Class got bought up by Jerry. They called it the USWA. Actually, I think a wrestler named Snowman actually sold that belt to somebody, or he either kept it and didn't return it, but then sold it to somebody like years later. Um, but supposedly he had pawned it. That's the first. That was a rumor at the time, so I don't know. I've heard a couple different things since then, uh, but I guess he had an old AWA belt and just used that one. But anyway, I digress long enough on this question right here. So let's take a quick commercial break and we'll come back for the main event question number 5. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. All right, here we go. Question number 5, the main event question of the week. This is going to be a tough one, folks, because I didn't even know this one. Question number 5, who did the Wild Samoans defeat to win their second Stampede Wrestling International Tag Team Championship? Was it A, Gil Hayes and Benny Ramirez, B, Dan Crawford and Bill Cody, or C, Chadi Yamaguchi and Yasu Fuji? All right, main event question number 5 again. Who did the Wild Samoans defeat to win their second Stampede Wrestling International Tag Team Championship? Was it A, Gil Hayes and Benny Ramirez, B, Dan Crawford and Bill Cody, or C, Chadi Yakauchi and Yasu Fuji? Excuse me. The answer is it was A, Gil Hayes and Benny Ramirez. I hope that's right because I know I already screwed up one time. But if it is wrong, I don't mind. Correct me and I'll apologize. But anyway, yes, I don't know the whole history on this one. Didn't watch that much Stampede Wrestling. Of course, by the time I was watching wrestling and knew what I was watching, Wild Samoans had been multi-time WWF Tag Team Champions. So, but if you do have some good Stampede Wrestling knowledge and history of this time, please share it. Anyway, this does it for this week's Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Hope you folks have fun. You folks take it easy. Have a good one. And until next time.
So long from the Peach State of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.